What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. For those of you guys that enjoyed the stream earlier, thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you guys that wait to get it, on GmiasWorld Gaming, shout out to you guys. You guys are killing it over there on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to GmiasWorld Gaming or GmiasWorld Podcast, you are doing it wrong. Definitely check out those two channels. We're going to be talking about some of the things that I've noticed since the last video. Now, what happens is, I've already told you guys, I believe that EA Sports, their full competitive view of the game is to try to not make anything too overpowered. So what we've been doing as of late, as we get ready to jump into Madden 22 in the next couple months, we're trying to figure out the mindset and try to understand what's going on. I myself, I do not believe that they're going to take abilities away. I don't like abilities. I think that a card should do what a card should do, and it should only get better as they release newer versions of the card. The way it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that the game would have died out if they didn't add this different aspect, but they haven't done a good job of making the abilities in certain cases do what they're supposed to do. So that creates a lot of discontent between a lot of my viewers and other people that you play, and we automatically hate every opponent that we play against. Like, it's natural. Like, we probably play against some really decent individuals, but we hate them during the game. And it's natural because the game itself causes maximum rage. So because of that, we have to make adjustments to what we're trying to do. Okay, so earlier we spoke about all 5 nasty streaks. We went into the games, we labbed it, we did stuff. All this footage is going to be available in a couple hours over at GmiasWorld Gaming. For those of you guys that got the post notifications on, you guys are goats. If you don't, maybe you should do that so you get it right away. You can see what's going on, because this is only going to help you. Remember, on a week-to-week basis, we lab everything, and then we put everything together, and then we go out in Weekend League and we put together our scheme. Now, we generally average about 21 Weekend League wins. Last week, we got 19 because I was an idiot, and I put Javon Curse into my lineup, and nothing was ever the same. No Drake. So that has been changed, okay? He's been raged. That guy sucks. So he's gone. We're back to LT, and we are back to Ricky Jackson, but we'll get to the defensive side of the ball in a second. I also want to point out, before I forget, guys, you're going to be watching this video with enough time. I know a lot of my guys, they work the night shift. Some of you guys are in school, via Zoom or whatever you guys are doing. But the MUT Heroes Daily Assist, today, to get that badge, you're going to need 10 touchdowns. So make sure if you're watching this video on the day it's released that you go ahead and do that, because we're trying to keep up with getting those MUT Heroes badges, and I'm going to keep doing that with you guys, because it's always cool to get the free cards and put together the sets and be able to go ahead and accomplish more by spending less. So now let's get to what we're doing. We took away Nasty Streak because the Raiders playbook, it just didn't work well for us, and we didn't have a lot of what is needed in the game. Number one, I saw a lot of the comments, and some of the main things were like, okay, Gmia, you really have gone crazy. You really have absolutely went insane, because you don't have Gunslinger in your quarterback, and they don't throw the ball without Gunslinger. Not only were you guys correct, he didn't throw the ball deep. Like, he literally threw the ball 10 yards, 20 yards max without Gunslinger. It was really, really stupid. So EA forces you to go ahead and do that. EA forces you to make sure you have Gunslinger on your QB, which in my opinion doesn't make sense, because the actual card, it shows it 99 throw power, but without Gunslinger, he was not able to do anything. It was really, really ridiculous. And everything that he was doing, it's like, yo, this card doesn't work right. Like, I can't do anything with him. So it's completely different from Madden 20. When we were getting away with, Aaron Rodgers and no abilities and all that stuff. All that's done. I don't care if you have a strong arm QB, improviser, scrambler, whatever it is, they need Gunslinger in order for you to throw the football correctly in this game. That is absolutely a necessity. Now, you don't need Hot Route Master. That's not something that you need, but if you want to go ahead and run an offense the way I do, run doubles and, create crossers and all kinds of routes, I would recommend it, because I believe that you'll get more wins running that than not. I think that you will have a lot more success being able to do that. Going forward with what we're going to be doing, I can tell you this much. I don't know what's going to be happening, with the way that it is. And I don't know if a lot of you guys are going to be able to do anything that is going to change the way that the game is being tuned to do, because they actively change this game every single day. So I need you guys to understand, very, very important, just hear me out, right? Whatever your quarterback is, just do me a favor and use Gunslinger. I don't care who the quarterback is, because you're not gonna like what they do outside of that. Set feet lead, All of that stuff that goes on, it does not make sense. All right, I had some of the worst time dealing with everything like that while I did not have an ability on the quarterback. So it's very, very useful with that. So we've gone back to that. We've gone back to Hot Route Master just for the fact that most people, when they mix and match their coverages, the tight end is usually the most dangerous part. He's a dangerous personnel on the field, which is why we have Uncle Vern there. It's very, very dangerous because if you have a guy like Uncle Vern that you can always hot route to a crosser, it creates a lot of problems. Create a post, it's dangerous. And now contains don't work. So with the most recent patch, they've actually patched out contains. So you can hike the ball and run to the right side and a guy gets wide open. And your deep blues in cover 3, they run away from him. So it is something that you guys might want to pay attention to so that way you can understand what's going on with it. It really does generate a lot of different difficulties with the way the game is actively right now. So I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a summation into why everything was changed from what I did earlier. Okay, so here we go right now. The Quentin Nelson, this guy right here, he's gonna get post up. All right, we're gonna give the center identifier. We're gonna give the other guard post up again. And what we're gonna do with that is we are going to be able to now run those trap runs a little bit more. It's a little bit more efficient. All right, so with the way that everything is, pertaining to the game, the post up has been one of the more consistent offensive O-line abilities. And, going forward, I think we're probably going to keep that on. Now, the identifier, it just makes sure that if you catch somebody slipping, you're going for 6. You'll get an idiot every now and again that'll go out there and he'll line up on a safety and think that it's sweet, and you'll just throw a seam and go for 6. You'll go out there and do whatever you want. And it's easier to just know exactly where the player is, so that way it works out very well. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have the identifier there and we have the post-ups. Post-ups are very, very useful when you run trap runs. They'll just go and just stack up and just do whatever they want and handle business. Now, as far as Vernon Davis, we've gone from deep out to deep in. Why do we use deep in? Because he's always inside with our doubles. And that gives you the opportunity to be able to go ahead and moss dudes, because you can't get the animations that are needed unless you have an ability on your players. So in other words, if you're running basic crossers, posts, stuff like that, where only the speed and things like that matter, the medium route, you can get away with doing that. But for me, what happens is when they run 2-man under with the 3-3-5 wide and they're idiots, you can just streak him straight up the middle and just throw a bullet pass, move him around a little bit. You should be able to jump up and catch that ball with the way that it is with deep in. So we've gone back to that. Randy Moss is always on the outside, so we have deep out. All right, so the deep out is going to help you go ahead when you get one-on-ones, and this year is very particular. One-on-ones, you will moss people. If you do it against double coverage, it's iffy. Triple coverage, don't even try it. But, they've completely switched it from Madden 20, so just so you guys understand what's going on, it is what it is. Deshaun Watson, I've already gone over that. And then Andre Johnson, we're going to go ahead and give him mid-in, so that way he can break in on those skinny posts that we create through Hot Route Master to always be open against the one-step aheads. All right, so that's pretty much the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, it's a little bit different, right? We're going to go ahead, Ricky Jackson, we're going to have 2 edge threats, Ricky Jackson and Lawrence Taylor. Those 2 guys are going to scream every single play. You guys will see it in the video, all live streams. Bro, we tried the, we did the unpredictable with the edge threat. A lot of you guys have joined me after I did the Gut Fox stream. It was working. EA probably watched the stream that Gut Fox and I had. They tuned it. Go with 2 edge threats. Leave it as that. 2 inside stuffs. Now, the player that you use that has inside stuff, it's a very, very difficult thing that, I don't really know how to explain it. You will play people that will run the power, that will just dominate you one game, and then you'll run somebody right after that will do the same exact thing, and you will stop it and blow up the run every time. It's a very inconsistent video game. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you about the abilities. It's not like I can just say, you know what, this ability is going to work and it's going to work for a while, because they have the capability of tuning it without doing title updates. It's not like the old school Maddens. They've been able to take this game down for server maintenance and tune certain things more actively than ever. Like I said, every day, it's a different Madden game. So all of us, well, for the majority of us, we hate Madden 21, but it's a different game every single day. So some days you may like it a little bit. On some days you may hate it uncontrollably, but there is no way that any ability is going to be really, really consistent. There was a time when edge threat sucked. They've tuned it up. Now it's really worth it. Will they tune it back? Probably. You know, they're going to keep playing around with it because I believe they're trying to fine tune everything for Madden 22 when everybody will have to be on the next gen systems. Right now it's just playing around with both of them, which is why on next gen, currently PS5 and Xbox X, you guys are able to moss easier because it's all an experiment, brand new over there. But for the Madden 22, when we're all on that, that's going to be different, just so you guys know that, all right? So, we still got the pick artist. We're not using Acrobat anymore, all universal coverage for the corners. Inside stuff is on Michael Strahan. We got, like I said, edge threat there, and we got inside stuff on Justin Smith. And for Taylor Mays, because there's so many flat demons, whenever I put my sub linebacker in the flat, you know, they don't usually react well. This actually helps him to get to where he needs to be for the most part. Will he still back the ball down and not pick it? Yes, but he gets to that position. And that's what's better for all of us that are involved in trying to get those players to hit the sidelines. Also, you may notice that purples don't work and cloud flats are where it's at. That's a whole nother subject. I have to go through a whole nother thing with that. That is just absolutely ridiculous that they tuned it that bad that the purples won't go to the sidelines. There are glitch routes where the corner, actually, your cornerback will react to everything else other than the corner that's being run. The actual, you know, the play, when they're running a corner route, that'll just get open on the sideline and the deep blue will run inside. Very, very stupid, but it's part of what that most recent patch did. So there's it's a whole bunch of nonsense that's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you guys the tools that's going to help you go out there and win games. So those are all of the abilities that I have defensively. I am labbing a whole new cover 2 scheme. You may want to check out that video later to see how it works out because it is going to be something that is going to work for now. We may have to adjust zone drops and do things like that to make sure that the corners are being played. I'm talking about the actual corner routes are being played. But at the end of the day, we're going to figure out exactly what's needed to be done to, you know, continue to compete because it's becoming very, very annoying what EA Sports is doing actively. So as far as that goes, that's everything that I have for you guys right now. I will keep you guys up to date with anything that I notice outside of it. Get those 10 touchdowns for the token and everything else. I'll follow up with you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. Hopefully you're healthy and safe. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.